Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile-Walter. Here are the news making the headlines. JAMB says 2020 admission begins August 21st. Mali protesters tell ENQUIRY to advise president to quit. UK set to suspend extradition treaty with ex-colony. Nigerian federal government says lockdown, physical distancing almost shut down economy. Arsenal shock City to reach cup final. Please stay with us as we bring you details of the news after this short break. Don't go anywhere, please. You're welcome and thanks for joining us once again. Now the news and details. The Joint Admission Matriculation Board has directed all institutions to begin the conduct of the first and second choice admission with effect from August 21st. While directing institutions to desist from selling forms for admissions into some listed programs, JAMB urged them to advise candidates to apply for the programs through its office. The spokesperson for JAMB, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, who gave the directives in the 2020 admission guidelines released in Abuja, warned that duplication of application forms was not allowed. The guidelines also warned that all admission exercise must be conducted on the central admission processing system. Benjamin stressed that sanctions will be applied to any institution that violates any parts of the guidelines. The guideline reads in part, all applications for admissions to first degree national diploma, national innovation diploma, and Nigeria certificate in education in full-time, distance learning, part-time, outreach, sandwich, etc. must be processed only through JAMB, while warning institutions not to charge above 2,000 naira for any form of screening or make candidates incur other screening-related expenses directly or indirectly. JAMB warned against any request for photograph or biometric data from candidates by any institution. And moving forward quickly, Kaduna orders civil servants to resume today. The Kaduna state government has directed all civil servants in the state to resume work today. The workers had been directed to stay at home following the lockdown imposed on the state to check the spread of COVID-19. The state invoked the Quarantine Acts and the Kaduna State Public Health Law in March 26, 2020. The governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, had on June 9th partially lifted the 75-day-old lockdown on the state, but said public servants will be summoned back to work in phases to be announced by the head of service. According to a circular from the office of the head of service, different categories of workers will work in different days of the week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The circular signed by the Permanent Secretary Public Service Officer Ibrahim Jere said all permanent secretaries, directors general, chief executives of agencies and prostators, all as well as directors, would work from Monday to Friday. It added that officers on grade level 14 and above would work for 3 days, Mondays through Wednesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays, while officers on grade levels 7 to 13 will work on Thursdays and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays only. As a way of checking the spread of the virus, visitors were restricted from visiting offices during working hours. On other stories, the third mainland bridge. Federal government Lagos inspect alternative routes. 4 days to the partial closure of the third mainland bridge for rehabilitation, officials of the Federal Ministry of Works and the Lagos State Government inspected repair works being done on alternative routes. The Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Mr. Olukayode Popola, during the assessment tour, noted that the rehabilitation process was progressing as scheduled. He said both the federal and state governments were tackling the rehabilitation work simultaneously on different access points. Popola said, rising from a stakeholders meeting on July 13, all participants swung into immediate action to ensure minimum traffic discomfort. He added that CCECC was deployed to fix failed portions of the Independence Tunnel on Ikorodu Road. Popola said the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency on its part fixed bad portions and cleaned drains at Ijora Olokba. He explained that the Lagos State Government agreed to fix bad portions around the Igamu Bridge, adding that its Public Works Agency was also fixing some of the roads. The controller had on July 6 announced the plan to close the bridge on July 24th for another phase of repair works and later reviewed a traffic management plan. The special advisor to the Governor of Works and Infrastructure, Mrs. Aramide Adeyoye, said 10 major access roads will be opened as alternatives after the closure of the bridge. And quickly coming from around Africa, Mali protesters tell ECOWAS to advise president to quit. Anti-government protesters in Mali have intensified demands for President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta to step aside. At a press conference in the capital, Bamako, the June 5th movement insisted that the West African states' parliament be dissolved. They also called for a Republican transition, and the current government, Choguel Miaga, leader of the movement, said they told ECOWAS that they would not want the Malian people to feel that ECOWAS has the sole objective of keeping a president in power against his people. After the visit of ECOWAS mediator Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, he said ECOWAS must not be an instrument for protecting heads of state. It must be an instrument at the service of the interest of the people. Report says ECOWAS mediators met Keïta, and they also met the influential Imam Mahmoud Diko of the June 5th movement in an attempt to reach a resolution. The protesters are demanding that Keïta resign over his perceived failures in tackling the day economy and Mali's 8-year insurgent conflicts. Still from around Africa, We have the ex-mayor of Congo capital, Brazzaville, jailed for corruption. Former mayor of Brazzaville, capital of Congo Republic, Christian Roger Okemba, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison over charges of corruption. Head of the criminal court of Brazzaville, Christian Oba, confirmed that the former mayor was found guilty of embezzling of public funds. His wife, Anna Talsier Leonore Okemba, was also handed a 3-year suspended sentence. The Okembas are to pay the Brazzaville mayor's office a fine of 304,000 euros in addition to their sentences. 6 other co-accused persons were found guilty of complicity, including former Budget Director General Nicholas Okanzi. According to his lawyer, they will file an appeal. Okemba had been accused in February by municipal officials of transferring more than 1.9 million euros to a private account for municipality. Jordan Bansiba succeeded him in May to complete his term of office, which runs until 2022. We'll go on a very short break. When we'll come back, we'll bring you updates from the United Kingdom. Stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Ma.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration.
Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Ma.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
All right, thanks for joining us once again. Now, updates from UK. UK is set to suspend extradition treaty with ex-colony. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab is expected to suspend the UK's extradition treaty with Hong Kong later amid a rising tension between London and Beijing. It follows a controversial national security law imposed in the Chinese territory and a decision to ban Huawei from the UK's 5G network. The UK has offered residency rights to 3 million Hong Kongers. China has accused the UK of meddling in its own internal affairs. Beijing has insisted it's committed to uphold international law and has accused the UK and the US of seeking to destabilize Hong Kong. Mr. Raab is due to make a statement to Parliament later on their extradition arrangement and also a range of other measures that they might wish to take in respect of the former British colony. Such arrangements have been in place for more than 30 years. The existing agreement set out the basis on which those suspected of committing crimes in Hong Kong can be apprehended if they are in the UK and returned to face trial subject to due legal process and approval by ministers. But political and economic relations between the two nations have become strained in recent months, with the UK reversing its decision to give Chinese firm Huawei a central role in the UK's 5G communications infrastructure. The UK has denounced the new security law imposed in Hong Kong as deeply troubling, with a foreign secretary calling the move a grave step. More updates from the European Union. Wrangling over huge EU recovery plan enters fourth day. European Union talks aimed at reaching an agreement on a huge post-coronavirus recovery fund have stretched into a fourth day. There are reportedly deep differences between the leaders who are trying to negotiate the deal at the same time as the bloc's next long-term budget. Some member states believe the proposed 750 billion euro package is too large and should come as repayable loans rather than grants. The talks are reported to have been testy, with tempers flaring at times. In the early hours of today, French President Emmanuel Macron reportedly banged his hand on the table and threatened to walk out of the discussions. And Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has admitted leaders were close to failure and talks could still fall apart. Discussions are due to resume at 2 p.m. GMT for what is now the longest European Union summit since 2000, when talks lasted 5 days. President of the European Council Charles Michel reminded the leaders that more than 600,000 people have died of the virus worldwide, and he hoped that the headline tomorrow is that the European Union has accomplished mission impossible. As of this morning, the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus was almost 14.5 million globally. And coming up next on Business News, Nigeria federal government says lockdown and physical distancing almost shut down economy. The lockdown and physical distancing measures that were implemented to curb the spread of COVID-19 in Nigeria almost led to a complete shutdown of economic activities across the country, the federal government said. In her opening address in Abuja, the capacity building for special advisors and technical assistants of ministers, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, also said Nigeria's economy would further suffer revenue decline in the third quarter of this year. She said the economy faced serious challenges in the first half of 2020, seeing about 65% decline in projected net 2020 government revenues from the oil and gas sector, with adverse consequences for foreign exchange inflows into the economy. Ahmed said they anticipate that these challenges will continue into the third quarter. She added the necessary implementation of a lockdown and social distancing measures led to a near complete shutdown of economic activities, layoffs across most sectors, loss of income, and a drop in average household purchasing power. According to her, all of this took place against the backdrop of the most recent National Bureau of Statistics 5-year household survey on poverty in Nigeria. She said the survey had found the annual household income was less than 137,000 naira, which is approximately 11,000 naira per month for more than 40% of Nigerian households. And still on business news, federal governments, states, local governments borrowing from banks hits 954.27 billion naira. Bank loans to the different levels of government and the national economy have continued to grow steadily as the banking sector moves to put its non-performing loans under control. The total loans taken by the federal, states and local government from banks rose to 954.27 billion naira as of the end of March. The Central Bank of Nigeria disclosed this in its report entitled Quarterly Statistical Bulletin Commercial and Merchant Bank Accounts, which was obtained. According to the reports, the federal government borrowed 93.56 billion naira, while the states and local governments borrowed 860.7 billion naira in the period under review. Total loans by the banking sector to the entire economy stood at 17.5 trillion naira as of March. The report showed that the loans by the federal government dropped from 132.14 billion naira at the end of 2018 to 92.22 billion naira at the end of 2019, while states and local governments borrowing rose from 758.69 billion naira to 885.49 billion naira within the same period. The total credit to the economy rose to 18.6 trillion naira as of the end of April 2020, according to the latest report released by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele emphasized the need for more lending to the real sector's banks. Credit to the economy rose. At the last Monetary Policy Committee, a member of the committee, Kingsley Obiora, said the bank's financial system indicators were encouraging, with improvements to real sector lending reflecting the bank's LDR policy. We'll go on a short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you news from the sporting world as Arsenal shock City to reach FA Cup final. Stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT +1, that is 11 a.m. GMT +1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Happy sounds! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting.
Touch! 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 Touch!
It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural. And you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Auchi, Dove State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mars.
and in the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
All right, thanks for joining us once again. Now, sports news. Arsenal shock City to reach FA Cup final. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's double sent Arsenal to the FA Cup final after they showed the perfect mix of grit and guile to beat Manchester City 2-0. Fresh from beating Liverpool in the Premier League, Mikel Arteta's side had to defend for large parts of the semi-final but thwarted City and stuck twice on the counter-attack through Aubameyang. The Gunners took the lead when the striker finished a 18-pass move with a beautifully controlled finish at the back post before doubling the advantage when breaking a lopsided City offside trap and not Megan Ederson. City could not even complain with the result as they really tested Emiliano Martinez, who was protected by an outstanding defensive performance led by David Luiz and Kieran Tierney. Arsenal will play Chelsea in the final set to be played on Saturday, August 1st. And in another sports news, we have Adesanya Costa UFC title clash for September 19. UFC middleweight title champion Israel Adesanya will defend his 185-pound title against Paulo Costa on September 19. The fight, which will take place at UFC 253, doesn't have a location yet. It probably will take place in either Las Vegas or Abu Dhabi, but the promotion hasn't finalized those plans just yet because of the coronavirus pandemic. The duo have been entangled in a world war since before Adesanya won the middleweight title in October. The fight will mark just the second time in UFC history that two undefeated male fight for an undisputed title. The first time was back in 2008 when champion Rashad Evans defended the light heavyweight title against Lyoto Machida at UFC 98. Adesanya successfully defended a middleweight title for the first time in March when he defeated Yoel Romero via unanimous decision. That fight was supposed to be against his bitter rival Costa. However, Costa was forced out of the fight after suffering torn left bicep. Costa from Brazil most recently defeated Romero via unanimous decision in August 2019. And that's brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television and News Desk. Then in case you're just joining us, here's the news recap. 2020 admission begins August 21st, says JAMB. Mali protesters tell ECOWAS to advise president to quit. And UK set to suspend extradition treaty with ex-colony. Nigerian federal government says lockdown physical distancing almost shut down economy. And Arsenal shock City to reach FA Cup final. And quickly we have quote of the day that says don't quit when the going gets hard. If you must quit, wait until you can quit a winner. That's self-explanatory. What's that challenge you are going through in an attempt to achieve a particular goal? Are you discouraged? Don't be. This is not the time to quit. Tough times actually come to test your faith. If only you can just add a little faith to your faith, you will come out of it. The best way to actually come out of challenges is when you add more force to it. Do not quit. Wait until you quit a winner. Yes, You can as well drop your comments on our social media platforms on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter, My Celebration TV, and YouTube, Celebration TV. The continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold today as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks for staying with us once again on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Please enjoy your week. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikule Amosu